Hello and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. Today I thought we could move on to the last section of kind of Elite, which is the exploration rank. We've talked about the combat rank and the trading rank. We now move on to what is the exploration rank and how do you rank up. Well, if we go onto our galaxy map for a starter and zoom out straight away, you've got the whole galaxy of Milky Way to explore. See, there we go. So, unfortunately, it's a long way to get anywhere out of the so-called bubble, as I'll show you in a sec. If we go back into here, or where we are now, if I go on to power play, this will just show you what the so-called bubble is and what people refer to in comments, which makes it a bit more obvious when it gets there. This is it. The bubble is this. This is basically sort of like known space. Don't get me wrong, there are some systems in the bubble that haven't been explored, or you don't get the map to, so you have to go and scan it. But if you go in exploring, what you want to do is get out of that bubble. You want to be over here somewhere or wherever, but anywhere outside the bubble is really good for exploring in. So what we're going to do is the closest part to the outside of the bubble, we will be just around here. So if we zoom in fact if we go back to realistic so we know whereabouts it is, we can set a destination. Say this one, how far is this away? 152 light seconds away. We don't actually need to travel all the way to there, we just need to get far enough out of the bubble so we can actually start exploring and scanning systems. Right then, so that section is explained. Right then, now what we need for exploring. Well, there is a few things you need to put on your ship. Some people say that you don't actually need a shield when you get out of the bubble, which is true, which is quite true, because you're not going to get attacked, because I've gone just a bit outside the bubble and there is literally no other ships there apart from you all the time. But I always still like to carry a shield. Well, one of the main things is I always go straight away, get a big fuel tank, because not fuel scoop, we'll get a fuel scoop afterwards. Big fuel tank straight away. It gives you a large amount of fuel, so you don't have to be fueling all the time. I'll probably sell a cargo rack just because it gets you a bit of money and the jump range increases a bit. Right, browse. I will put a fuel scoop on straight away. Probably if I get a 5A, I'll need to get rid of something on my ship just because the power has gone over. But we'll sort that out in a second. What we also need is we need a stellar body scanner. So you can have a basic one, but it doesn't scan the whole system, whereas this one will do all the system, which is really useful, so you don't have to go scanning everywhere. So advanced discovery scanner is what you really ideally need. And the other thing is surface scanner. Surface scanners will be becoming useful for the second part of exploring, which I'll demonstrate later. Right, so next thing is we've got our advanced scanner, fuel scoop, detail surface scanner, and literally that is all you need for exploring. However, my hard points need to reduce the power, so I'll just sell something just to reduce the power. And to be honest, you don't need too much anyway. What will reduce the power a lot? Maybe that beam laser at the back will do it. Not quite. Maybe if I browse shop and get something else, just to reduce the power a bit. I don't think it's still enough light just to push it down to the end. I'll make a lot of money off that scan though. Yeah, to be fair, we don't need that much anyway. We all we need is just enough power, so we could get rid of that one, and we're not going to really get attacked anyway because we're not carrying any cargo at all. We're just literally going around scanning. So that's all I need. There is another option in optional turns you can have. You can have, I think it's called, let's see, won't sell it, but we'll basically just use it to find the other thing you can use. I don't know if they sell them here, but you can have repair sort of things which help. It doesn't repair your hull, but it repairs your critical systems, which is useful if you accidentally fly into the sun or anything like that. But that's it, AFMs, that's what I'm looking for. Oh, is that it? Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. AFMs, that's it. Most field maintenance units. They're very helpful until you run out of ammunition, but they do work. But they can't repair your hull, which is the point you need, and the canopy, which usually is the thing that ends up killing you on these long distance exploration missions. But right, I've already set destination, so I will head out of the station and head towards our system we are going to. Right then, I've not entirely jumped all the way to the system, but I am outside the bubble, and I can prove that because if I go to Galaxy Map just quickly, and I'll quickly show you that we're actually outside the bubble, which is whereabouts you need to be. You don't need to be any much further to start actually. So there are we, and there is the bubble. So we're outside the bubble, which is good. So we can actually start exploring a bit more now. Right then, so first things, you need to set your groups up, which I've sort of done. Right, so has this system been properly scanned? Let's find out. So you get your discovery scanner on the right place, and there you go, 6 new objects discovered. And there is the next thing you can actually do, which is if I turn back around to the sun, it's just here, slow down, don't want to fly into the sun, and if I hold on, if I just click the sun and focus in that general direction, it comes up with the sun icon and then scanning, which is what your detailed surface scanner is for. It then scans the sun properly and then tells you what type of system it is and what type of star it is as well, which is what you want. And then you can go to the other ones as well. How I do it is I just select whatever system's closest and then see if it's unexplored, unknown or not. You can fly to other suns and other planets and do detailed surface scanner. I don't think there's any planets here, so we'll go to the next system in a second. Well, that's quite a nice sun, isn't it? It's quite, I don't know, what type of colour is that? It's more like a really bright red. It's quite a nice colour. And is there another sun over here? Yeah, but that's free. Oh, you can still scan it from this distance, which is sometimes really good. So the way you rank up as well in the Explorer rank is you won't rank up by simply scanning these and doing nothing with it. What you have to do is go to a station 20 light years from this system and then sell the data in the I'll show you later on. And then you can make money off it for sure, but it's a really tedious task and you don't make as much money as you'd like off it for sure. So we'll have to show you afterwards how it's gonna work. But this is the hardest one to rank up in for sure. It's the most boring part of Elite really. Unless you can find some really interesting systems with some really interesting patterns of planets, how they do it, but it is a bit boring because a lot of the systems are quite the same, and it just requires going to system after system and literally just scanning and scanning and scanning, and it does take a long time to rank up. Like, I'm only on Surveyor, and I've spent a good 10 hours doing just simply scanning through systems. It does take a while. There is different knacks to it, so one of my main methods is always scan the sun, because the sun will get you quite a lot of money. I think it's about 6,000 usually on there. And also do a detailed scan, and if there's nothing in the system, just move on to the next system, which is so which one? None. So this one's not been explored yet, so we'll head to this system. With just simply exploring, I've still not found the best way of, I think, sort of exploring, but I've found that you can go to a system and either detail scan everything, and you'll sort of do quite well on the money side, but it takes a long time. Because simply, let's say to just simply scan a single sun's taking up 10 seconds. And it does take a while. Okay, this is a good system, which I'll demonstrate in. However, there is another way of doing it, which you can simply, well, you can detail scan either planets and everything like that, or you can jump system to system and just do a detailed, like a basic scan of the whole each area, which doesn't make you as much money as going to detailed scan, but it is faster. One way I've started to think about it is scanning ones that seem important, like I think high metal worlds go for quite a high-ish price, but you can find habitable worlds which go for quite a very high price, which is really cool. But I tend to just detail scan them, and if there's nothing that looks quite cool, I'll move on usually, because you can detail scan places, but it does take a while. But that's completely up to you. It's a bit of an iffy subject really, because you can, but I suppose if you do detail scan, you won't have to travel as far out to make as much money, the amount of money you need to rank up. So there is pluses and bonuses to each one, but it is completely up to you what you want to do. But it's definitely one of the most boring ways, boring ranking up. I know sort of trading is a bit boring and combat's a bit more fun to rank up in, but this one is particularly boring in Elite. I really do think some people are very patient to rank up in this one. I don't think I'm going to get too far in the Explorer rank, because it does take a long time and is very boring, I find. So that's why I'm talking about this subject a bit, like, because it's not my favourite type of gameplay, but it's whatever suits you, I suppose. If you like doing this sort of stuff, or trading or combat, I guess it's completely up to you. But exploring like this is probably not for me, probably. But yeah, I'm gonna try and keep this video a bit shorter today, so I'm probably going to start thinking about heading back pretty soon, and then I'll show you how to sell your data. So I'll plot a course. Let's plot a course back home. So we've scanned, say we've been at it a couple hours and we've scanned quite a few systems, But particularly, I've not been at this. I've been at it about 15 minutes and I'm already getting bored. So you can see that it's not the best one to do, but it's up to you what you want to do, and I'll show you how much money I've made. Probably not that much, but it's a bit of money, and I suppose this is another way of making money on Elite Dangerous, so it's up to you how you want to do it. But yeah, another thing I do recommend is if you're ever doing a long journey, say to get something for the engineers or get a cheaper ship from places like Ohm 20 and places like that, I'd recommend taking a detailed scanner, and as you're going through the system, just quickly detail scan it and move on to the next one. Like I'm travelling back to HIP at the moment, and these systems are unknown, and I've got a detailed scanner, so I can quickly just scan it, and then just quickly maybe scan the sun if I want to, and then before you know it, that's scanned, hopefully quickly. Nearly there, there we go. And then simply set destination back up again.
Fuel scooping.
And then simply head off to the next one. And if you do that for everyone, it will make you money, and it saves you doing a sort of a big mission on trying to get up your exploration rank. So bit by bit you'll push up your exploration rank. Right then, so we're nearly back to Forward Hub, our main place. So that I've tried to keep the video short because it's not the most interesting topic, to say the least. There are some good parts of exploring. You get to find some pretty nice scenery, sort of thing, some good stars, and some really you do find quite I've not found a black hole yet, but I'd really like to find one of those. I could cheat and look online to find a location of one, but I don't do that. I'd rather just try and find one myself. So yeah, there are some really cool things you can find, but we'll have to have another go at exploring and do it. I'll do a bit more, but I've tried to keep it a bit short because it's a bit boring. There's not much to it. So that's really it about mining. I will just quickly go to the station and show you how to sell your data, and then we will call it a day. Right, nearly there. Let's drop out Forward Hub. Here we go. It is taking a while to drop out, but I'm not sure. It's probably my internet that more than anything. Right. Request for docking. Yeah, so with exploring, there's not much to it. So I couldn't really think of anything else to do for the video apart from just show you how to do it. Just so people can't come back and tell me that I've not done the whole basics of Elite, because that's pretty much most of the basics done, really, of Elite Dangerous. There's not much else. There are a few things I'm going to try and do in my next couple of videos. I'll probably try... I'm thinking about my next one and travelling to Earth in my next video, which should be quite nice. Just to show you what Earth looks like. It's quite nice to go there. So there is a few things we've still got to do on Elite yet before we end the Let's Play series. There's still quite a bit we can do, and I haven't really done still that much on combat yet, which I'll probably get into, which would be quite nice, especially if I get a ship that's fitted for combat and a bit more of a challenge, especially in a wing group, which would be quite cool. I don't know why I clicked refuel, because we're getting rid of that fuel tank now we've done the exploring. Force of habit from trading probably. Remember to fix your ship, because all that travelling will vastly increase the credits. You need to repair your ship. Integrity. Right, and to sell all your data you need to go to Universe Cartographics and sell pages. 72,000, that's not too bad. That's still quite a bit. We were at 70%, we're still at 70%. It'll probably update later on when I log back in later on. But that's about it for exploring. Well, I know it's not been the best, one of my best videos, but that's all there really is to exploring. So I will just, I don't know, I will probably finish off mining with an ice ring later on in one of my other videos. And I haven't had a look yet on the left panel. Apparently you can check for your pristine rings what type of pristine ring there is, which I'll probably do a bit of research in after this video is finished, but I'll come back to that later on in a mining video. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.